Hi, I'm Shane Avakauser, and this is my GLP Part 2. So, for my GLP, I originally met with a man named Jim Wu. I met with him again. He's from China. And at first, he was very short, and I felt like his sentences were short. He was still kind of short, but I don't know if that's a cultural thing. But we talked about how adults keep their children motivated. One thing that he talked about was how big family was in his life and how like their family is very intertwined with everything that he does, with even now that he's away from home and with like himself. He says like his family still motivates him and still is a large reason of why he does so good in school. And I asked about like reinforcements and punishments. He said like punishments is the thing. Like there were punishments for his grades. His academics were very important in his household, basically, and punishments would be like going out, doing things like that. Basically, any freedom that you have, there were punishments, and he didn't really talk much about rewards, but I'd assume that there were like rewards, and I mean reinforcements, yeah. But one thing that he did talk about was like not going out kind of was a big thing, and like his grades affected like whether or not he could go out and see friends. So that was interesting that his parents like played a large role in that, and choosing whether or not he goes out by his grades and his academics. What keeps him motivated in school? His dad. He says that his dad kept him motivated because his dad's like very successful, and he would always talk about. I remember last week I was like talking about his school, and he was saying that he has to be good like his dad, and like he wants to do as good as his parents and do better, and that's like his large motivation and his reason to keep striving and keep going and all that. So I guess his motivation would be his parents, and just meeting their expectations in academics and in life, and like success he kept talking about was very important to him. And then how much do grades matter to him? They matter a lot. Like from what I understood, his parents cared a lot about grades. He's here for grades, and like he has high ambitions. Success was like the number one thing. Besides working out, grades are the number one thing for him. And his family apparently puts a lot of emphasis on this as well, as I can see from when I've talked to him. And then how important are successes and failures? Success is very important to him. It was actually kind of surprising how important it was. But he was like, yeah, no, I need to be successful. And like that is like very, very important to him and his culture. He really put a lot of emphasis on his success, and then like failure, he kept like every time I talked about failure, he'd be like, I just need to push past it and like to move on and like to just kind of get past it and go to success. But yeah, he didn't put a ton of emphasis on failure. He didn't really like that like idea of just talking about failure, and I was like kind of curious on what some of his failures were. And like he had a couple, but he was like mainly he's like, I'm just gonna go to the success, like and he focused a lot on success basically. But yeah, no, success is extremely important to him, his family, academic success, financially successful, and like your job matters a lot too. And like he said that he wants to get a really good job because his parents have good jobs, and like it all intertwines. So I think that like what I've learned from this culture is there's a lot of emphasis on success. There's a lot of emphasis on academics, and the family is intertwined in this, and I think that parents motivate and will make sure that you do good, and it's just the real deal. So I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm excited to see what the next interactions look like.